I have just finished paying off my DJ gear by renting it out. Let me tell you how I did it. So I bought some DJ gear in 2017, I think, maybe 2018, when I received some money through. The money went towards a variety of things, including down payment on a property, my wife's engagement ring, and this. I bought the DJ gear because I really wanted to have a kind of club style setup at home, be able to practice. But what I quickly realised is just having the gear wasn't really enough. It was really crowded. I probably wasn't driven enough to go out and put myself out there. I did a few gigs, got paid for it, but that was it. So what I started to do was rent it out. I rented it out in two places. I rented it out on Fat Llama and I rented it out on Facebook Marketplace. Rented the whole setup for about £100 a night. Fat Llama takes 25%, and Facebook Marketplace, you keep all of it, but then you've got to run the risk of kind of contracts and insurance and all that. So in London, I got a lot more business. I was probably able to rent it out once a month, if not a little bit more frequently. If I really pushed it, I probably put a little bit of advertising behind it on Facebook Marketplace, I probably could have done it a bit more frequently. But since moving to Cambridgeshire, I don't live in the centre of a city anymore, so there just aren't that many people who do need it. However, I am cheaper than a lot of other people in there, and I'm pretty readily available. So I do get some bookings. I probably rented out 4 times over the course of the last 12 months. This has meant that over the course of me owning it, I have now earned as much money through having the gear as it cost me initially. That means I've made over £3,000 on it. However, one thing I would say to you is if you're looking at buying something purely to rent it out, this is not a very good business. But what it is a good example of how you can use something you already own to make you a little bit of extra money, but otherwise things are just sat around doing nothing. Couple of risks to it, obviously insurance, things can get lost, things can get damaged, you've then got to keep up the maintenance. If you're happy to do that, go for it. I also have the attitude which is I'd rather somebody use it than didn't use it, because otherwise it's sat in my garage and it's in its case. But apart from that, it is a good way of making a little bit of extra cash on the side. And on Fat Llama you can rent out like games consoles and things like that. So if you've got like a young cousin coming to stay, or if you needed to rent out a drill just for the weekend to put some shelves up, you can do all that kind of stuff. So it's really good for the end consumer because you don't need to buy it, but it can also be good for people who own it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this would be something you'd like to do. I think it's a good way to add an extra couple of quid to your monthly pay packet. Have a great week everyone.